resolution, let's see, sorry, recommended practice, 1740C, radio frequency identification specifications for interline baggage. Recommended practice 1745, baggage information services. This one is specifically for how the airlines message each other to transfer information about baggage being processed at airports. It's literally the SQL queries behind the baggage processing there. And RP 1800, automated baggage handling of the IATA license plate concept. Also, handling baggage based off of the number and data that's actually stored on these tags, be it printed, the license plate, the 10-digit or character number which you find at the bottom of each barcode, which identifies your suitcase, or what's stored on the baggage tag, digitally if it's an RFID tag. The recommended practice 1740C trials, they actually started a long time ago. First one was in 1998. Both high-frequency and ultra-high-frequency tags were used. The read accuracy versus barcode tags was the biggest deal for airlines. Barcode tags have a rough accuracy of anything from 70 to 80% regarding barcode scanning at speed in baggage handling systems. RFID tags currently can get up to 99.7%. They've been pushing to improve the standard to get up to 99.9%. Considering that these tags can move at, these suitcases with the tags can move at high speed on the conveyors, it can improve efficiency at airports and make sure that your baggage is not lost or actually makes it onto the plane on time. Of all the, in general, these tests also verified international interoperability. That tag, an RFID tag made in the US would work in Europe or Asia and vice versa. Of all the locations where these tests have been done, there's only 2 airports that currently use RFID tags for actual baggage tracking. That they literally will ignore any non-RFID tags if they're created within the airport. You go to these places, you will get an RFID tag. These places are Las Vegas, where many of us have been to, and Hong Kong. Delta, as I said regarding about their implementation, what's interesting is they only implement it in read-only mode. So they don't really put any data on their tags. These tags just contain the factory data, and the only information that's not duplicated between tags is a tag ID number. This is what they're probably using for tracking baggage. So, how does the RFID chips work? Do the chips work on for airlines? Well, they're based off of the ISO 18006C standard. It's also called EPC Gen 2. EPC, Electronic Product Code. It's the evolution of everybody's well-known UPC tags, which you find on anything you buy at stores. It's also, the full name can also be EPC Global Class 1 Generation 2 tags. The frequencies that they work on are 860 to 960 megahertz. Most commercial readers that you'll find, such as the Proxmark and so on, will not operate at these frequencies. They cannot read them. You usually need to get a special reader. Generally, use it if you look up on eBay or any site using this information, the names ISO 18006C or EPC Gen 2, you will find readers and writers for them. These are also commonly used in parking lots, such as if you have a sticker that you have to place on your windshield to enter a parking lot. It's one of these tags. And some locations in the United States have actually implemented these tags for toll roads. So you attach it to your license plate usually, and as those are active versions of these tags, and it will register your car as passing through a toll. One second here. Apparently, PowerPoint doesn't like the table here. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. The memory structure. Okay. The memory structure. Well, there's 4 banks of memory on each tag. 00 is reserved memory. It usually contains the kill password, the read and write passwords and the kill password. Out of all this, it's just 4 16-bit binary words for each for this tag, this bank. Memory bank 01 is a unique item identifier. It's writable by airlines, and it's about 10 words, 10 16-bit binary words long. Memory bank 10, the tag identification memory, identifier, is 6 binary words long, 16-bit binary words long. This this number is generated by the factory as the tags are created, and in general, it is not modified by the airlines. As I said, Delta most likely uses this number for its baggage handling systems to identify the actual tag via RFID. Then there's bank 11 or 3. It's a user-defined memory. You can have you can pretty much have anything in it, though IATA has defined a standard for this. In most tags currently, it's only two 16-bit words long. Can't really store any information, but newer tags are supposed to have much more space, which can store a lot more information and a lot more personal information for each person. So what's the use of these banks on the luggage tags? Well, bank 00 is not used. Even though it has a read, write, and kill password, they're not set. So that means you put the passwords are literally 0000 for all of them. And that means that the tags are usually active when they leave the airport. Bank 01 contains the license plate number and your flight date. The license plate number is obligatory. The flight date is a conditional piece of data. Bank 10, it's not used as a standard. Bank Bank 3 has space available for any use, but it's set up to be able for manufacturers to create much higher capacity tags. I said for the memory contents, the license plate for Bank 01, license plate code, it's obligatory, 10-digit alphanumeric. The flight date, which is interesting, it's conditional, but the actual format of it is just 1 to 365 or 366. There, it is literally the number, the day of the number, how many days have passed in a year. That's how it's set. So it's quite literally nothing special regarding any encoding. Security information. So here's the memory contents. Security information is literally an 8-bit data bit, 8 bits of data, which will say, has your suitcase passed the scanners? Security is it meant to be manually checked or not? That is all stored, well, should be stored on the tag. In addition to that, you can have baggage routing through what areas of the airport has it gone through. Your flight data. Are there any connecting flights? Where are you flying to? Where are you flying from? Your frequent flyer level. In other words, your number, frequent flyer number. The screening airport code. So where did you check in with the suitcase? What's the destination airport code? And what's the internal airport status? What's the status for that specific airport of that suitcase? And of course, if you opt for door-to-door delivery, your home address. All this data is not encrypted and is readable to anybody with such a reader. if it is implemented in the tag. Paper versus plastic. Delta and Las Vegas issue paperback tags. They're the same tags that you have at you get with any airline. Only thing is, if you hold it up to light, you can actually see the RFID chip in it. Other airlines, such as Qantas, have gone a step further. They actually implemented a frequent flyer bonus, which is called the Q-bag tag. You can buy two for about $100, and these tags literally just contain the chip inside that's inside the paperback tag. This chip is writable by the airline at the airport when you hand the suitcase in. You do need to use this. You do not need the paperback tag. Everything is based off of what's written on the reusable tag. And there are already third-party tags, such as the rebound tag, which contains both a normal NFC chip, which you can program via a standard Android phone, putting on whatever information you want in case the bag is stolen or something. They could use their phone to read your address or phone number to get in contact with you. It also contains the ISO 18000-6C chip inside it. So it can also be programmed by the airline to be used as a replacement to paper tags. All these can be applied on any suitcase whatsoever. And as with the TSA locks, what we're looking at is for the near future, these tags will probably be integrated into the actual suitcases. The thing is, with these tags, there are some security and privacy issues regarding the standard. Tags are not killed, deactivated, when you leave the airport. When you leave the airport, the tags are just as active as any of them. You can they can be read on the street or anywhere. The tags also maintain their previous data until they're rewritten. And third-party readers, writers are easily available. You can buy one for about $200 that works on USB or any phone. And because of the large number of airlines and airports, it's very hard to implement an actual encryption scheme that will make it so everybody can read it, but not anybody outside of the industry can. Especially if you have rolling passwords and so on for that. So, what if ride-sharing or taxi services put a reader inside their trunk? Well, they can capture your data from that. Where you flew in from, what's your frequent flyer number, who are you actually? Same thing with hotels. Or if you want to be a little bit more malicious, why not just buy a long-range reader and walk down the hallway of a hotel in Vegas? See who's in the room, if the tags have that part of the data implemented. And as an accidental discovery, when a colleague was bringing me some tags, he was flying out from Vegas with multiple tags in his suitcase. They could not process that suitcase. They had to manually remove as many tags as they could find. There were only 3 or 4 possible tags left in it. They still couldn't process it, and they had to manually process the entire suitcase from the check-in desk to the airplane there. So there are problems in the implementation as is. Malicious possibilities. What about creating a malicious tag that can duplicate nearby tags, rewrite itself, rewrite, modify nearby tags? You can DDoS a baggage processing system. Let's have multiple suitcases with malicious tags that duplicate and replay data from other nearby tags. Can the baggage processing system respond to suitcases popping up in 2 or more places at the same time? How can they, and if they respond to it, how? Do they need to actually stop baggage processing for the entire airport or terminal to actually find those suitcases and get rid of them? Or here, stop, you can't go on. Oh, wait. You can also include security processing information in the tag. How about if you rewrite your own tag and say, yeah, I passed all my security checks, I can go on. Or how about saying, yeah, I don't want to go to Vegas, I want to go somewhere else. Let's go to Bali or whatever there. The suitcase, can you reroute this suitcase? Or how about if your flight is overbooked? Well, just say that other passengers' bags haven't passed security while they're in the cart going up to the airplane. Can we change the destination of their suitcases also, too? That's a question that hasn't been answered. It depends a lot from the back-end systems of the airline how well they're implemented and what data do they store, but it's a reasonable question. It's a resolution 753 has stated that all airlines have to implement full baggage tracking by the 1st of June of this year. It doesn't matter what type of technology they use, they just have to track your baggage just like any package from UPS or whatever. This year, June 6th, they issued the RFID bag tag initiative. The standard, recommended practice 1740C, has to be fully implemented by every single airline by 2020. So we will be seeing much more of these tags in the near future. So airlines. This message is more than for the crowd, it's for the airlines who are probably going to be watching this along with their lawyers. We want to help. Contact us before trying to sue us for this. But yeah, we'd like to help you guys. Make sure that any of these situations which I described are not possible. We'll if you can show us that they're not possible, hey, we'll say it out loud that it's not possible to do this. But until then, we're here to help. Documentation. Well, here's 2 documents which you can get regarding the first one is the business case document from IATA regarding the feasibility of RFID baggage tags. The second one is actually the data standard of EPC tags, how the data is stored, transferred, and everything. The big document, the Passenger Services Conference Resolutions Manual, is not public, is not accessible to the public, but you can find it easily on Google. I'm not linking it directly to this, but if you do use the search query, Passenger Services Conference Resolutions Manual, file type :PDF, it should be the 4th thing that pops up on Google. There, it's as a tip, it's on an FTP site. There, don't worry, it's a full anonymous FTP, no problems at all to get it. And continuing research, if you are flying, let's cut here. If you're flying anywhere in the near future, and if you care to send it to me, I will upload these slides to my SlideShare account with the actual address, in this case for shipping, where you can find where you can ship the tags to me. I will be documenting them to see how long is it taking to implement the standard. And last slide. Thanks to all of you for attending this talk or watching it on YouTube or whatever. Questions? We can talk in the hallway. Yep.